What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Kaiju number 8, Season 2 OVA, Hoshina's Day Off. So, basically, this is like an extra thing. So, what this is like, so basically, it's the day off. Everyone has their own film to do, and so, and then basically, so Reno's trying to figure out what he's gonna do, because Kafka is having some stomach problems, and then so, then like he talks with Oshino for a little bit, and then Iharu approaches Reno after Hoshino leaves to ask what he was talking with Hoshino about. They're like trying to figure out like Iharu thinks that Hoshino is making his day off trying to meet a lady. Reno think he's not, so they make a bet, and then they just tail him. They come across other members of the squad. Well, 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 Hoshina does, and then they end up coming across them later, and they explain what's going on. They see Hoshina giving these cases to this guy, and then they think it's like some black market deal. Then it's revealed to be like just like basically Hoshina like like basically delivering stuff to the so like this like daycare that's like a simulation thing for the defense force, and so all the other squad members just have to help out there. And yeah, like yeah, that's about it. And turns out Hoshina knew that he was being tailed, which I expected. I expected he knew because there's no way he wouldn't know. But yeah, I thought this was a good little OVA. You know, basically just like a simple like filler type episode, a side story to get us hyped up for season 2, which I am looking forward to. And yeah, really like this episode. Looking forward to season 2 starting up. Sandman season 2 part 1. So basically in this season, so first off, you know, Morpheus is trying to find Donna, his former like wife, who he had condemned to hell. And then when he goes to hell to try, I guess, talk with Lucifer, Lucifer is revealed to have sent all the demons out, all the people out, and he's abdicated the throne. And Lucifer then gives Morpheus the key and tells him to decide who gets hell. So basically, all these deities, all these people from various realms, go to the Dreamy to try like make bids for the key to hell. Then these two angels arrive to observe, and after listening to a bunch of different arguments, Sandman decides to give the key of hell to the angels so they can give it back to God, since God created hell and hell is like the dark reflection of heaven. Yeah. And then like basically some other stuff happens, like Loki, like I guess is loose, and basically like he owes like Morpheus a favor after Morpheus to free Susanoo creates a dream version of Loki to like take Susanoo's place so that he could be free because Loki had switched their places. Then It's one character from Fairy. Basically, is banished from Fairy and is forced to live in the dreaming. And Morpheus accepts her kindly, And then Morpheus goes with Delirium to find destruction. Basically, a bunch of people die, especially like Destruction's friends. They're in their search. And this is wild. And, at first Morpheus is used as an excuse to search for Nada, but after basically Delirium gets pissed off at him for that, he reconciles with her and they find, and they're told by Destiny to find Orpheus, who is Morpheus's son. Basically, like Orpheus is like immortal because he like basically was trying to save his wife from the underworld, but something happened. Basically, he tried to get her out. Basically, he didn't listen to what Hades said, and it caused his wife to be sent back to the underworld. And he then later lost his head. He was just a immortal head, and now he's guarded by a bunch of priests that Morpheus like hired. Where then Joanna Constantine saves the head from the French revolutionaries. Then Joanna, I guess, lives on the island and dies. And Morpheus goes there. First time he had seen his son, basically, in millennia. So Morpheus gets the location for destruction from Morpheus, and he and Delirium meet with Destruction. Destruction leaves, and after talking to him things out, but Destruction's dog friend stays with, is basically is given to Delirium so that she's not lonely in her realm. Then Destruction goes off on his own, and then to repay his son for um his help, Morpheus has to kill Orpheus, and he does that. So Orpheus can, I guess, maybe potentially be reunited with his wife. Now, he and Morpheus had reconciled. The two of them were able to reconcile before Morpheus's death. But one of the issues is Morpheus spilled family blood, which is a problem with the Fates. So the Fates get pissed off, and I guess they're going to try to deal with that. And I guess that's supposed to lead to like the next part, which will be released like I believe it's in a few weeks. But yeah, I thought it was fine. All like the woke stuff in it was stuff that was already in the comic outside like the race swaps, gender swaps that were done in this series. Outside of those, all the other stuff was already in the comic. So the stuff with Wanda, I believe, was already in the comic. Yeah. And the headstone change, that was already in the comic. But yeah, overall, I thought it was fine. Yeah, I could have done without some of the woke stuff, but some of it already existed, so it didn't feel necessarily out of place, didn't feel shoehorned since it was already there in the source material. Even outside like the race swaps, gender swaps, I thought this was fine. That was a fine few episodes, and I look forward to the next part. Well, that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, you put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.